Howard's End is about social interaction, different classes of people, the animosity between different groups of people, how in the end love and compassion are what save us all from the abyss. And I think that that's a very wonderful, dynamic to be dealing with in an opera.
There will be some jazz in it. There will be some quotes of some actual jazz, and some of the music will be jazz inspired. I'm using a saxophone in this for the first time as a composer.
We are often asked what it's like to be a composer and librettist who live together and work together and are married and have to work on an opera over many months or even years, and what's that like? And I think it's just terrific. We sort of feed off of each other. We do a lot just by talking on long walks or over the kitchen table. Things just sort of pop into your mind if you're with someone and you know what they're up to, what they're working on. I make occasional forays into the studio to see what Alan's been doing. He's very generous in letting me eavesdrop and make the occasional suggestion.
We're very flexible. We do a lot of revising together. I'm allowed to have a say about the words, of course, because there's invariably, something comes up that doesn't sing well, or where the words are likely to get lost.
Or there are too many of them.
Or there are too many of them. And Claudia is very, very willing to cut. It's really, and I cut the music too, but especially, we spend a lot of time cutting out words. And Claudia helps with the music. She comes out in the studio and listens. We have a program that plays the music back as I'm developing it, and so she can get a sense of the timing. And she's also a trained, fully trained pianist and musician, and she can put her finger on something that isn't quite right. And so I've learned to listen to everything she says, because even though sometimes it's hard for me to give up something I've been working on all morning, I found that she's always right, almost always right.
For my process, the most interesting thing is that I have ideas I might not otherwise have. For example, one of the really extraordinary things that we're doing, and it's going to be in the scene that is going to be put up by West Edge, is there's going to be an actual childbirth that takes place in the opera. And in the novel, the heroine who gets pregnant by Leonard Bast, Helen, has to escape and have her baby in Germany. I decided she'd have it right there at Howard's End. I was able to suggest to Alan, let's make the labor pains musical. And what can we do with that? And so
Claudia was a big help there, because she has actually given birth
twice.
She knows twice, and she knows what labor pains are like, and how how they're timed, and how they
peaks and valleys,
how they peak and how they recede. So this all went quite literally into my accompaniment for that.
So we really do put vanity aside, and perhaps that would be harder if we didn't have the relationship we do. But we are on the same page, literally, and that's been a pleasure and a joy, really, for both of us.